The number
Hello.
five, the number
Good
five
evening.
on the list of these 21 conspiracies of the British against the Biafra people, and not just the Biafra people, but against the indigenous people in Nigeria. The invitation of the international countries against Biafra during the 1967 to 1970 Civil War was the work of the British. Is this true or false?
Please.
I just want everybody to understand the impunity of the British government against the Biafra people and against the indigenous people in Nigeria, and which Catherine Lang is now spearheading by running from pillar to pole to validate a fraudulent election that the entire European Union have condemned.
Well done.
Number six in this list is the killing of Biafra male from 12 years and the raping of our women during the Biafra genocidal war. This was advice from the British. Is this true or false?
I speak now.
Go ahead.
Odingbe, please mute yourself. Let the prince talk. You have been talking. Thank you.
Can I speak now? This is Obi Andrew.
Go ahead.
But whatever you say about the Britain is 110% correct. Because these people called British, or whatever name they call themselves, have seen us, the Igbos, as their money-making machines. They saw us when they came in, when initially they came to Africa, 17th centuries, 18th centuries. They saw that the only tribe or only nation that can stop them not to exploit Africa is the only Igbos. That's why they will do everything under their reach to put a stop to an Igbo man or Igbo woman, because they know that we are very brave, we are very intelligent, we can compete with them anywhere in the world. That's the reason why they decided the Northerners, the Fulanis and other ethnic nations in Nigeria to work against Biafra. That was the reason why they denied Zeke his premiership, and that was the reason why they killed Aguiyi. And most I want to let the Biafra know and other ethnic nationality in Nigeria to know that the British, the reason why they don't want to let Biafra go is that we are making a lot of money for them every day. If you compare how many Nigerians that are going for visa, and the percentage, greater percentage of those going for visa is from southeast and southwest. And out of the 1,000 people that applied for visa in a day, for example, they will give 100 and deny 900, and the money will be not refunded back to them, and they will seize the money, not minding how much it is. So that is a way of exploiting the Biafrans and other ethnic nations in Nigeria. So they feel that once Biafra get their independence, Britain will fall down, because we are the one boosting the economy. Everything about Britain, they got everything they needed from the Biafra land. They believe that once Biafra is independent, all this thing will not come to them again. That's the reason why they are fighting the Igbos. And I just want them to understand that the hour has come for the Biafra to go, and they can't stop us this time around. And because we have people who are working assiduously to make sure that after Biafran liberated this year, in the person of our Dragon himself. Dragon, I just want to thank God for your life, taking the step that Mazen Amodekano took. And you are standing for him and standing for the whole Biafrans. Forget what the obedience of the idiot or whatever they call themselves have exhibited. They show their weakness, their stupidity for the past few weeks or months, and until everything ended this week. So as we continue moving, they will know that indeed Biafra had determined to be a free nation, and this time around, nothing will stop us going.
Thank you very much.
Nothing.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely
Thank you very much.
nothing.
And their shame will not end until the day we are going to exit Nigeria. The number 7
That's
in this
it.
list being the denier of Biafra from access to their money in the bank, and then also the blockade of Biafra was initiated and planned by the British. Is this true or false?
True.
I want everybody to understand that the impunity of the British, company, the impunity is too much, and it is something that every reasonable human being must understand. That the action the Biafra people are going to take in a few days' time, let it not come as a surprise to anybody. Number 8 in this list is when we are talking about democracy. The vice president then called Alex Ifeanyichukwu Ekwueme. His presidential sabotage by Ojo Zokalo and Jim Nwobodo was also masterminded by the British. Just exactly what Catherine Lang is doing now, making sure that she is more occupied by the Nigeria election than her diplomatic work that she should be doing between Nigeria and the Britain. She is more into the politics than those contesting the election. Is this true or false?
It's true.
The military coup against President Shehu Shagari by this same Buhari was also initiated by the British. And remember that when Buhari ordered Ghanaians to leave Nigeria, it was not about that Ghanaians have done something wrong or that the Ghanaian government did something against Nigeria. Rather, it was as a result of the decision of the Ghanaians not to allow Fulani to settle in Ghana. So Buhari now dragged Nigeria into this particular jihadist war when Ghana was trying to save their people from the killer headmen. Buhari came and ordered the Ghanaians to flee Nigeria. You know, a lot of people do not know the reason behind this Ghana must go. This is the reason, and it is number 9 in this conspiracy of the British against Biafrans. Is this true or false?
It's true.
It's true.
True.
I want everybody listening to me this evening to understand that all these subdivisions, all these subdivisions in the UN, necessary misunderstanding and political differences majorly found in the old Eastern region today, the reason why we are divided, the reason why we can never agree on anything, and the entire Biafra, the reason why this division is everywhere, just like what they have used P2B to do. This is all being masterminded by the Britain, and the intention is that once we come together, we are going to defeat them and we are going to have our freedom, because that is what we called something evolving. It is not the way things were in the 1967 is the way it is today. Today people are civilized and people can make decisions and analyze issues on their own and come to a good conclusion that will be for their best interest. And for this reason, Britain continue to use every available opportunity and any instrument available to continue to sow the seed of division among Biafrans, and P2B was their latest instrument. Is this true or false?
It's true. Mazi, please, can I
Go ahead, Mazi.
Mazi, I greet you, sir.
Who, me? Yes, Mazi, all that you have been saying is true. The Nigerian constitution all was designed to keep us down by the British, because the Fulani cannot reason. Somebody
was speaking. Who was that?
It's me.
Who?
It's, the Prince.
Okay. Go on, just hold on. Let Prince go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I greet you very well. The day you started from Facebook and your group, I joined you before our leader asked us to follow you, because what you do is very great and I love it. And now to couple it and to make everything strong is when our leader was kidnapped. They shed tears, I also shed tears. My brother, the countdown of what the British have done to us is numerous. It cannot be only 100. It can't be 100. You remember, it was British that initiated the stop of slavery in our school. I remember that I was sometimes in a school taught so many things that British did to us. If I am to stand one on one that British is a single person, I will strangle the British because I know the damage they have done in my life. I know where I was supposed to be and what I should do by now. But the British is destroyed my destiny, destroyed the destiny of every Biafra. And today, the British are still fighting us as if we are not human beings. They made us to be a commodity in a country, in a company, call it country. In fact, I don't know how to come to greet you and thank you. I pray that let this calm down. The remaining people, please calm down. It can be clear before the countdown finish. Be clear. Let's fight this thing once and for all. But I'm so emotional. I don't want to speak and hurt anybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we are going to number 11. There is a man called Commodore Ebutu. Commodore Ebutu Ukiwe was the second in command by Babangida. The dethronement of Commodore Ebutu Ukiwe as the second in command to Babangida was planned and masterminded by the British to make sure they continue to, sideline and subjugate Ndibo to slavery in Nigeria. Is this true or false?
It's true.
Because what I'm saying, everything I'm saying here today is what has affected us, and that is the reason why P2B has come again, and that is the reason why it ended the way it ended. And you will also agree with me that they also used P2B in this 2023 election, and they know that P2B very ambitious and thinking that he is going to know what killed his father, because Igbo adage says, when you don't know what killed your father, I don't know how they say it, but when a child don't know what killed his father and trying to do something, and that thing will kill him as well. So when P2B went to the United Kingdom, had a meeting with them, all of a sudden he came back, he now jumped from PDP to a party that nobody know anything about, and then that's where the journey started. And we were telling the Biafra people that the only reason P2B agreed to do this is just to drag Biafra into this election, and that's exactly what has happened, and nothing else. And those waiting for P2B to give statement like condemning the election, like every other person have condemned it, not P2B. So if P2B is ready to fight and go to court, like they are bragging, like his followers are bragging, he should start by leading by example. First of all, summoning courage to speak against the election, but you have not heard him speaking about it. And those who APC who have won the election, they are now bragging, go to court. When a criminal, when a thief steal your something and tell you to go to court, know that either the father or his brother is the judge. Because any thief that summon courage, when you have catch him live, red-handed, stealing your things and telling you to go to court, know that there is something that is giving him the courage to do that. And that is what many of these people don't know. So first of all, you need to know the body language of P2B. Is it courageous enough to go to court? And if he's courageous enough to go to court, why is he not condemning the election? So is this particular dragging Biafra into this election, is it masterminded by the Britain? Is this true or false?
It's true.
Very true.
100% true.
Gloria, go. You have the speaker.
Mazi, God bless
Bless.
you. Good evening
Is
from
this our
here.
own glory, Ogo, or another
I
one?
miss you, Simon. Aka, the good guy.
You disappeared. Is that the glory, Ogo, or another one?
I salute you. It's me. I'm only one. I'm not two.
Ah, wow.
Mazi, I didn't disappear. I've always been there. It's just that. Oh, wait, go
You're
civic. I
welcome.
have to go there for another day. How are you, sir?
Okay, I'm all right. You're welcome.
Okay. I just wanna quickly say something. So this issue of voting and ndị be anyị validating this slavery is so annoying, really annoying. Britain has done so much damage to us, starting from 1967 till date. We are still suffering it. And I also want to say to people that you see what is going on in Southeast, they call it insecurity. Britain is the one putting all these things. The man in Aso Rock, the fake man in Aso Rock, would not have been doing all of this without Britain support. So, all the things they did to us in 1967, they are repeating it one by one, and it's playing out to our face. People are not reasoning. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. They are stabbing Nnamdi Kanu. It's the same thing they did in 1967. They stabbed our people. They killed our people. The same thing they utilize Azikiwe to do. It's the same thing that they did a few days ago on the 25th. So I do not understand why our people are not seeing the reality and face the reality. I just want to tell any P2B supporter that is listening right now. If you do not join Biafra right now, like currently, now, you all will. I don't think you even have a life to regret it, because it's somebody that live tomorrow that will say, okay, I live to see what happened yesterday and I have to report it. You might not live to report it. Now that the Tinubu has taken over, the next thing they will take him out of the way and put the highest terrorist on the seat, and he will start ruling all of you. You are crying for Buhari. Tinubu regime will be the times 5 or 10 of Buhari, where you have your money in your bank, you will not even be able to. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Please, I'm just.
Yeah, Master Simon, Marty said I should tell you that Twitter kicked her out. Maybe you should remove her so that she can come back again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can round up. You can round up. Yeah.
Okay, round up. So I'm just saying everybody should join hands together right now. You can see what happened. If up till now you have not really seen what happened and what is yet to come, then you are blind spiritually and physically. Britain want to destroy us, and we will not allow it. This generation will not allow it to happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
And God bless everyone.
Thank you very much. And we have somebody with P2B's picture here. Chidon T. Chidon T, you have the mic. You know, we don't discriminate. Not like when we come to your space, you will be running away from agitators and the so-called separatist leaders. So, Chidon T.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon,
You're welcome.
depending where you
You're
are.
welcome.
And the senior man, I respect you so much, and I appreciate your effort. I've been following you, and I've been following Mazi before, and I've been following you. I appreciate your effort and your handwork, all these things, and we'll be doing our own way in the way we can be able to be doing it. Like the pattern of when people come out, I was like, yes, this is another strategy to win these people by when the man, go to the seat. Then I believe as our own person we can call him on table, tell him, see what we want. Let this be. They refuse to give us this contract to establish our own home. To award those contracts in that 4 years, if they don't allow you to do that and start work, tell them, let's divide this country. You have the power. You are the final say. You are the first citizen. Then I was like, you're going to work, but because I study the way you study this England of 18 and US, because I travel within African countries and Asia, and I discovered that Nigeria is being bought for especially England and US. Many parts of country eat from Nigeria by many ways. And they know that they have studied us personally and find out that the eastern zones is very difficult to deceive and eat what they have. That if you come on power, they will be buying those things they take free. Like the Northerns give them free to be getting protection and getting this leadership. That is what they offer the Northerns, is leadership. They will be ruling forever. And the Northerns accept it and be giving them our fuel like water. Because January this year, I go to Cameroon. I see where they are freshening our fuel like oil, as in they are freshening like water. The government for Cameroon no get oil currently now. They don't get oil, they don't get fuel. But that one when they fresh, now the people they buy recently now as local.
Yes, my brother, you see, I will not be here to blame you or blame what you did, your involvement in supporting P2B. I'm not somebody that look back. What I'm here to do is a way forward. I just want to tell you that it was a wrong choice, and I don't need to tell you it was a wrong choice because you have seen it that it was a wrong choice. But now it is a way forward, and I will not be here to start blaming you people who supported P2B. So, but there is a reason now for you to understand that the choice you made was a very expensive one, it was a very costly one, and now you have to come back to your senses and know that we can't survive, in Nigeria as it is now. So, having said that, when you say that if P2B won, he would do this and do that, we know that he can't do anything even if they declared him the winner, and that is where we and your group are having some kind of issues, because we see things differently than you people. We are saying that even if P2B become the president, he don't have absolute power to restructure Nigeria, and that is a fact. For you to restructure Nigeria, you need approval from the National Assembly. You need approval from Senate. And how do you get the approval from Senate when the majority of the people in the Senate don't approve the restructuring of Nigeria? So P2B cannot give a presidential order to restructure Nigeria. I don't know whether you people understand that. But like I said, I am not here to blame you again, because blaming you doesn't lead me anywhere. But what I have come to tell you is that you people have made bad decisions, and it is time you follow the decision we are making, which we don't see. We have not been. You people have not been vindicated from the decision we've made so far. So far so good. We remain the good guys. That's what I want you people to know. And as it stands now, I'm just reading out the instrument of the British and how their conspiracies have affected us Biafrans. And this P2B is the recent one, and the most recent one that everybody should now agree that it has affected us in a way that, just think about it, that in the process where P2B will go to campaign in Lagos, and they don't allow him to campaign in Lagos. In the process where voting was going on, and they say if you are not voting Tinubu, don't vote here. And yet, he still believes that magic will happen and allow the election to go. Now the election has been rigged, and it is very clear. The European Union observers condemn it. Everybody is condemning it, including his own running mate is condemning it. But only him have not come to give statement. What does that tell you? And when some of you are saying that, P2B is silent and Nigeria is panicking, cut the crap. Please, we have, outgrown all those things. What we that want a result, we are like result oriented. When they tell you that P2B is keeping silent, forget it. He don't have the balls to rule Nigeria. I am telling you, Nigeria is not an Anambra state. They tell you that, it was the same thing. He won he won in court during Anambra time and all that. Comparing Anambra state to Nigeria is like, you doesn't exist in this world. It is not possible. Nigeria is completely a different thing. Anambra state is just one state in Igbo land that speak Igbo, that have the culture, the same thing and everything. So it is not the same thing. Now, when they're saying that he's just keeping silent, that the silent is powerful, that they are panicking, I don't know where you people are coming from. Whether you people are actually in Nigeria before and you know something about Nigeria. Because if you know something about Nigeria and the structure of the Nigeria at the moment, you understand that Fulani have restructured this Nigeria that you are talking about, and they have restructured it in a way that they hijacked everything. They have taken over the judiciary, the police, the army, the civil defense, and everything. And that is the Islamization we are talking about, happening right before your own eyes. When we are talking about this thing, some pastors will say it is not possible. Muslim ticket in Nigeria, it is not possible. Now, I do not know what they are going to be saying, whether Islamization is not possible. When you are already in Islamic State, there is no other way to define Islamization or Islamic State if not the president is a Muslim, the vice president is a Muslim, the Senate President is a Muslim, the House of Representative Speaker is a Muslim, and the Chief of Army Staff is a Muslim, the IG of Police is a Muslim, Controller General of Custom Immigration is a Muslim. So I do not know what else. How do you define Islamic State if not this? Okay? So you are already in Islamic State. The next thing now is that the terrorists will be on rampage. The vice president-elect is a terrorist. He is the founder of Boko Haram. Nobody can deny that. The Boko Haram members was arrested in his house when he was the governor of Borno State. Everybody knows that. So, it is a very big mess that when we are shouting, you people think it is about Simon Ekpa. It is not about Simon Ekpa. I was reading a post of one of you people in South Africa, the one calling Interpol, right to Finland, send Finland. Just our target is to detain Simon Ekpa, as if what I'm fighting for is for my own self. No, as if you people just overstretched and you crossed the red line with your P2B movement. This is just about P2B. It is not even about your nation. It is not even about your race. It is not even about your ethnic group. It is not even about the good of your people. It is about P2B, that the uncertainty is very high. And the uncertainty is now, the reality is here, that P2B cannot even stand up to defend or even to fight small, because you don't know the deal he had in the secret. And this is what we have been trying to explain to you people. Something we know, you don't know it. So like I said, I'm not here to blame anybody. We know that many of you will come back to Biafra, and continue. But the point is that it is not just enough that you come back, because a lot of damages has been done, especially against those who have put their life on the line in this particular struggle to make sure that the British plan against you do not come to fruition. Like I'm just reading these 21 conspiracies of the British against Biafra people now. And the number 12 is the annulment of the June 12th election, where Abiola was arrested. And you know what happened to Ndigbo. Ndigbo was killed in Lagos, and that generated what we call Eboso Abiola. Everybody knows what is Eboso Abiola. Abaloso Abiola, from Lagos down to the eastern Nigeria. People were killed. Till today, nobody has been compensated. Nobody were compensated from the Igbo extraction about the killings and destruction of properties and businesses of Ndigbo in Lagos in the name of Nana Bosa Abiola. And it was also orchestrated by the British government, because they did not do anything. They did not sanction Nigeria. They did not punish those involved in annulling the election. They did not do anything to compensate those who lost their life their properties and their businesses in Lagos. And who are those who lost their properties and life and business in Lagos? They are Ndigbo. But today, when Simon Ekpa rise up to do something to liberate that Ndigbo, so that that particular issue of killing Ndigbo Lagos and with the Tinubu boys now that is now the president will not continue to repeat itself. You people say that you must bring Simon Ekpa to kill. But remember one thing is that, like today, if you succeeded in killing me, like you people wanted, who will be here now fighting for you again? Simon Ekpa will not be here. That is why Ndigbo na-ekwu Bodike, Bosogo, and Achabadike. If you all succeeded with all the blackmail, the propaganda against me, just for trying to fight for a better future and for freedom of our people, you will not be here now looking for a second option. Some of you will not even talk in Nigeria again, believe me. But that is not what we are here to do. What we are here to do now is that, as you have done your own, it is now the time for us to do our own. And we have interfered enough. In the coming days, the liberation of Biafra will take a very different dimension. We will really like that you people remain silent. If you cannot join this struggle, either financially or physically, you remain completely silent. If you are waiting that P2B is going to go to court to win in Nigeria, then I don't think God, even God himself, probably may not be, okay with you. Because from what is happening now, the worst you can do is to hope that P2B is coming. It will be very stupid of any of you. So in the next coming days, do not interfere in the activities of the Biafra people. It is an appeal I'm making to every obedient that is coming back to Biafra, or hoping that Nigeria is going to turn this election that they have rigged around. It can never happen. So allow us now and let us have a smooth sail as we are entering the liberation phase in a different dimension. Thank you. The number 13 of this particular conspiracy, the refusal of the Northerners in power to restructure the constitution of the Nigeria, were all advised. All this refusal to restructure the country has also been advised by the Britain. Will you say that after the 15 or so, or 13 or so, national confirmed by Goodluck Jonathan, where every region in Nigeria agreed to restructure Nigeria, only a certain region refused, which is the part of Fulanis refused the restructuring. Now I will ask you, as they refused restructuring, would you say that they are more powerful than every other person in Nigeria? Who are the brain behind the refusal of the restructure of Nigeria and the national confirm? It is still the same Britain. Is this true or false? Is this true or false? Number 14 in the list is the formation of and the maintenance of all the banditries, terrorists, Boko Haram by Fulanis and the Nigeria brain. And all the brain behind it is still also the Britain. And one thing some of you do not understand is that, have you ever seen any country in the world that are mainly Christians where Britain or America goes there and arm them to fight against the government? You can never see them do that to Christians community. They did it in Libya. Libya is an Islamic country. They bought arms, they supplied arms and ammunition and gave to rebels in Libya to fight against Gaddafi. After fighting against Gaddafi, those weapons are now being used by Boko Haram. They did it in Syria. They went to Syria, they say, oh, we are going to support you. We don't want to bring our military. They pump weapons and ammunitions to rebels in Syria to fight against Assad. They did not succeed. They did it in Iraq. So the question I want to ask you today is, have you ever asked yourself a question? Why have they not done it to any Christian community in the world? And I stand to be corrected. You can't see anywhere in the world where they bought arms and ammunition and gave to Christian community that are rebels against oppressors. So the Boko Haram and the jihadist bandit in Nigeria today is also as an influence of the British interference in Nigeria. And that has put us in a very serious mess today. It led to the creation of our Eastern Security Network, which, by the way, have done a very wonderful job. Number 15 in our list, the Fulani forceful denial of the second tenure of the President Goodluck Jonathan is also the brain behind it is the Britain. They made sure that Jonathan did not come back, even though Jonathan is also a coward, because today we saw him running around going to Tinubu, and then when you talk, they tell you, oh, he did not go on his own. He just went there as a ECOWAS observer. Even when every other observers condemned the election, Jonathan ran as an ECOWAS observer to go and congratulate Tinubu. That is a betrayal of the people. But whose interest is he serving? He's still serving the British interest. Number 15. From 2015 to date, we have witnessed the removal of Igbos from the National Security Council. The brain behind this removal is also the Britain, because they see that, at a point, the Biafra agitators or agitation will gather a very big momentum, and the breach of security is what they feared most. And today, even though they have removed all the Igbos in the National Security Council, it did not also stop our Biafra. It did not also stop us from breaking into their security apparatus in Nigeria. Today we have everything, and whatever they do, we have it, and we know them ahead of time. Number 16 on the list is the denial of agric loans and all likewise financial aid to Igbos. Igbos were the only ethnic group that were denied the agric loans in Nigeria, because they believe that they will never allow us to benefit anything from Nigeria. It is only a slave that always works for the master. In Nigeria, the Igbos have become slaves without knowing it. So when you talk, they say you are doing business. You do business to provide water for yourself, yet you are serving Nigeria. You do business to provide security for yourself, yet you are a citizen of Nigeria. You do business to provide road, to build road in your community, yet you are a citizen of Nigeria. And the only people that does that are the slaves that always work for the masters. But when it is time for you as an Igbo man to benefit from the government, like getting loan, agric loan, or getting support from the government, they deny you. The same thing happened during the pandemic when other ethnic groups were being given palliative. Only the Igbos were denied. They say you have people abroad who send you money. I believe all of you know about it. They continue to tell you that you don't belong to that country. And today, P2B own. If P2B was supposed to be somebody else from a different ethnic group, this whole election by now, Nigeria street will be on fire. But you see, P2B own is that, apart from the fact that he's a Jew man, he's a complete Jew man, and I don't know why rugged guys will go and start following a Jew man running to become a president. Today, he has fall your hand. When you want to boil, he will tell you, calm down. He's not telling you calm down because he's a civilized man, or that he don't want trouble. He's telling you to calm down because he don't have the balls, and because he knows the deals that he have signed with them. If he is somebody who have no skeleton in his cupboard, no matter how Jew man you are, you at least tika. Even chicken. If you want to kill chicken will still try to shoot, tika with the leg. But this man, as you can see, they are killing him and he is not even shaking his body. And some of you that are rugged men, you go and start following Jew men. And the man are now. So you have to just allow us to do our own, because we are going to start our own very soon. Do not talk and say you are waiting for B to come back, because he's not going to come back. I'm just giving you people expo. Is there somebody that want to say something?
Yes, my spokesperson. You like rightly said that P2B is not is making any statement. Maybe probably because he heard you say that yesterday, because you made mention of that yesterday. Over 6 or 7 hours ago, I'm sure. There's a post from him. My deputy Dati is having a conference with international whatever. I will make a statement. That's for over like 8 hours ago. Like 8 hours ago. It's so pathetic. You really enumerated everything, and there's nothing more to say. Anybody that has ear that is not listening to us now, it is better that ears are cut off. Thank you, my spokesperson.
Thank you very much. You guys can start giving a mic to those who want to
Yeah,
speak,
please
please.
make me a co-host, sir, because
Also, can I speak?
Go ahead.
Okay. Also, I saw a post circulating on social media where through the source like Southeast Nigeria, they say that people who have been held down in one hotel in Abuja where the DSS is blocking him from addressing the press. So I don't know how authentic the news is, but I also believe it because I know that that's exactly how they operate. They don't allow people, as they have used him, finish using him, they make sure to humiliate him and they never allow him to speak because they believe that maybe if he speaks, he's going to, even if I know he's not going to do anything that will make people rise up and begin to challenge this government or this system. But they are blocking him because he's an evil man, of course. So then coming to the British, then the British Prime Minister have already congratulated Tinubu when other people, other international community like EU and was weak and was not according to the people's opinion or people's interest. And the election was weak. Everybody is still lamenting, people are protesting, the contestants are lamenting and protesting. But the British have already congratulated Tinubu and looking up to work with him according to them in the statement, working with him to protect their business in Nigeria, whatever. So when you look at all these things, you see that these people, they know what they are doing. They worked it out. They know exactly what they do. But what are we going to tell the people that continue to fool themselves every 4 years? Even if as it is now, in the next 4 years, begin to see people again, go and get your PVC, especially all these content creators everywhere that doesn't have any thinking faculty or whatever. They don't have any they just here want to protect their interest or whatever. If you really have people's in your if you really have people's interest at heart, you don't recycle failure all the time, you keep on saying the same thing. In 2019, you voted Atiku, they rigged it and gave it to Buhari's body double, not even Buhari himself. They gave it to Buhari's body double. They didn't do anything. They didn't they said the court didn't decide anything. Today, courts have not decided on 2019 election. And they are now telling you that Obi will take back his mandate from the same courts that have not decided anything on 2019. See, these are one of the things that was arguing with one of the biggest organizers there. The guy really pissed me off. When you look at them, when you listen to them very well, you see that they have their personal interest. All the organizers, they know what they are doing. They have collected their money. They cashed out big. They are already calming people down so that they can use them again to vote on the governorship election that is coming. That is exactly what they are doing because they know that if people rise up now and do one or two things, many people mind have already been weakened and they are not going to come out. Many people are not going to vote in this March governorship state election because people are already tired of the system. So they are just trying to use them. That is why you see many of them have been called from Abuja, telling them calm these people down, if they report now, if they do this one now, many things. They are blocking every place that that can raise any kind of uprising against them. And that's what we are talking about. And you think you can go on to promote Nigeria, you can think you can keep Nigeria by voting Obi, that by somehow when we get miracle will happen, the new Nigeria will be born. A Nigeria that will be within the same system that the British wrote and gave to them, handed over to the Fulani. So the British is the first people to congratulate Tinubu. So as they have congratulated him, there is nothing you can do to revert it. Nothing. You cannot do anything because you are not one of the owners.
Yeah.
So
That is the point. We cannot. They cannot do anything, but Biafra people are going to do something, and it is quite. It is very very unfortunate that these people don't know what they have in Biafra agitators. Just imagine that if Obi had come out to identify with the Igbo, just summon the courage to identify himself with Igbo, to say that Igbo, I'm going there to represent you. Igbo, just give me this support I need. In the next, first 10 days in my office, I will restructure Nigeria. It would have been a very big challenge to all of us, But Obi did not, he didn't even want to identify himself as an Igbo man and all that. But that's, like I said, we're not going back. This is a bygone story and all that. Number 18 in our list is the illegal acquiring of properties and mining of minerals in Nigeria that is ongoing. And then we have the refusal to obey court order, which the federal government uses each time, especially the issue of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that is now in the dungeon, while you have a British ambassador in Nigeria. A British citizen is being detained illegally after the court order, the UN order, and all the order that have come. They still detain Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and Katrina Lang is busy jumping from one political office to another. It is the conspiracy of the British against Biafra. And like I said, in the coming days, the Biafra liberation will take a really new dimension. Not just the dimension that we have been talking in the past, but it's going to take a new dimension. New dimension from the perspective of liberation, liberating the indigenous people of Biafra in the next few days. All right, so Alenora Okoro, you have the speaker.
Thank you, Simon. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Simon, thanks for your time and your efforts. I mean, in this period, but the Lord has been with you, and you've shown that you're resilient, and your mental toughness is non-parallel. Anyway, so thank you. This evening about Britain and their work against us. It is not a thing that we can just talk about and leave it. We really have to as Simon started cataloging, to really put these things down, put dates to them, and then bring them out and fight Britain, like media-wise, because that's what they use mostly. And bringing in P2B, I wouldn't say about his personal characters, I don't know him, but the first move he made by going to 10 Downing Street before the campaign from PDP to LP says everything that we all need to know. Like I said, this election cycle, what happened against Biafrans by our fellow Biafrans was not maddening. I didn't get mad at it, but I was more disappointed in them because they failed to see things objectively. I know that some people do it out of spite because they are not the one championing there, and they need a platform where people will clap for them as well. But they forget that you can't do things and expect it to work from the same tribe when you are bringing division amongst yourselves. So that was a selfish-centered thing that most of them actually did. Few of them had the intention of trying Nigeria for the first time. They've not really been involved in politics, let them go. But talking against your fellow brother is totally wrong. It is not good. And it doesn't only put it in the limelight that you're not a nice person, it also puts your tribe and race as bad people as well. So we should always be careful what we do out there. It's not that anybody is scared of another person when they talk. If you decide you don't talk back, but don't be stupid doing things like that. And so today I would like us Biafrans to understand that we are in a situation that we've come to this place we are. There is plan that has been put in place by Simon, who is championing it now, following our leaders' directives in the past. Now it is for us to have that strength to stand strong and keep moving forward, because we are at a very perilous time as it is now, because Britain really tried to rubbish this Biafra movement. First of all, the kidnap of Onyendu. Second of all, bringing up P2B. And third of all the attacks against Simon Ekpa, who is standing strong. They didn't go after any other person in Biafra struggle. They went to him, who is the spokesperson. So it is for a purpose. And if Britain come after you, you are really hitting them hard. That's a fact. So I thank all of us for our strength to this moment. Let's keep going. At the end of the day, we will get everything right and would eventually exit Nigeria as we are supposed to. Thank you, guys. I hand back the mic.
Thank you very much, Eleanor.
Thank you very much. Just to inform Biafrans that the coming weeks is going to be very tough. Very, very tough. So, everybody, like I said, the room is open and the door is open. The reconciliation is ongoing. Reconcile with yourself if you have been in Obi movement and know that you have failed, and it is time for us to continue where we stop. Do not interfere. Like I said, freedom doesn't come in platter of gold. There is a price that comes with it. So in the coming days and weeks will be very, 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 very difficult for Biafra people. But it is something that we have to do for result to come. It is called the liberation. And remember that we are not against any civilians. We are not against our people. The people that we are protecting and fighting for, we can never be against them. But we are against those who have come with guns, bullets, and machine guns and tanks to kill our people. So in the coming days is going to be very, very interesting. So everybody must stay very, very strong. So I will give opportunity to anybody that want to speak before we call it a day. Thank you.
Yeah, please, can we allow Joseph? Your hand has been raised for a long time. Joseph Chukwukaelo. After Joseph, we'll allow Justice Fairness to speak. Please, Joseph, unmute yourself and make your point. Joseph?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone, depending on your location. Thank you very much, our Dragon. I really pray for you and the Mazina, the Kano every day. I wouldn't know how to thank you. But please, I should be appealing to you. I've been writing to you, but I know that you have many things at hand. I want to appeal to you, unusual appeal. Please, I want to be your first adopted son, because there is an oil in you I want to touch. Few days ago, somebody said he wants to shake you when you come back to Biafra. But I, for one, I need more than a handshake. And I think you choose to respond now or later. But I am very serious about
that is too
Mute yourself,
emotional.
Joseph. Mute yourself.
That is too emotional, and I thank you for seeing me as somebody that to emulate and all that. So I thank you very much. But believe me, We are going to meet in Biafra land, and we are going to meet very soon. Just everybody should just stay very strong. Like I said, the coming days and weeks will be very, very difficult, but we are going to skate through that bridge. So I appreciate you for seeing me as somebody to be proud of. Thank you. But like I said, my best is not out yet.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now coming to us.
Please, Joseph, your time is up. Please, can we allow someone else to speak because they're still talking?
I want to talk about what you are talking.
Your mic, this is your mic, please.
Please
Joseph,
forgive
please,
me.
let's allow someone else to speak. Your mic is noisy. On a bottle. We go mute you yourself.
I think somebody else can come because his mic is giving some problem.
Don't unmute yourself again, Nico. Stop unmuting yourself. Okay, Justice Fairness, please, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yeah, thank you, everyone, and thank you, brother Ajere. Mr. Simon, thank you so much. You have proved that you're a man of wisdom by saying this is not time for blame. It's time for everybody to stretch their hand to continue. Let's exit Nigeria as soon as possible. And that is my own message to everyone as well. Because I was telling people that imagine because of this election, our people handed Nnamdi Kanu over to the caliphate. Imagine because of this election, our people turn around, try to kill their own like you. Imagine because of this election, the life of our people, every corner of Nigeria is now in danger because now Lagos State, for 2 days now, our people in Lagos have not gone to market because now Lagosians and Yorubas are thinking that Igbos are about to take their land, and now it's putting our people in danger. And I'm telling every Biafran and every Igbos that this is the time for us to come together and channel our strength in unity to exit Nigeria as soon as possible, because it's not time for blame, because people are not paying attention on the things that are going. Imagine that now the Kanu is in dungeon. Imagine you were killed. Imagine at the end of the day, Igbos have lost everything. And you can see, Igbo have displayed that they are tribal in nature, like Mazen and the Kanu said. You can see nobody win from their area, nobody win any of their states, but they went outside and win from other states. What does that tell you? It's a kind of referendum that Igbos are trying to get power or try to leave this union. That is why all of us have to come together now and decided to leave Nigeria, because now imagine they kill you, Nnamdi Kanu is in dungeon and his life is in danger. Now our agitation has been they try to make our agitation look unserious. If everything we lose at the end of the day, P2B still lose the election, where are we going to go? So you are the only hope at that time. You are the one that have given us the strength to continue. And that is why when you make your brokers and said, this is a time for reconciliation, that shows you are full with wisdom. And I thank you for that. And I'm telling every Biafran, we must leave Nigeria as a matter of urgency. It's not an option. It's not a pick and choose. It's something we have to do. If you love your children, if you love any of your child, if you go to night and you sit in your room, whether you have 2, 3, 4, or 5, look in their face very well and check on their future. You can see that Nigeria will not give them any future. This election have shown us that Nigeria have rejected us. They have put us on our side. The only thing that are keeping that union with Igbos are the psychological warfare that Britain is playing on us. If we understand that they are playing a psychological warfare on us, it's time for we to stand. Not for us, because most of us have survived Nigeria. Somebody like someone have survived Nigeria. Somebody like you or me have survived Nigeria, because we are now trying to tell people, if we don't leave Nigeria, our children, I don't cry because of myself. I cry because of these our innocent children. Imagine your children going to Abuja to look for a job after you have sent him. After you have sent him to after you have sent him to Harvard University. Thank you, my brother. And Mr. Simon, there's this our sister that has been crying that you block him. He's trying to know what he did to you. His name is Stacy. He said you block her, that she don't know what she did, that you block her. Maybe you can check. He cannot even
mmadụ na block goro onye aka ya ga-abịa chetawa na. Biko onye na-ebe onye na-enye anyị thumbs down, achọrọ m ka mkpọbata ya biko. Obi wenwe ofu Obi na-enye anyị thumbs down. Mouthpiece, ọ bụrụ na ị ga-ekwu okwu very quickly ka Obi Ofiafia bụ Obi Andrew. Your thumbs down got my attention. Please, Mouthpiece, quickly make your point and let's get this Obi Andrew to talk to us.
Thank you, Lava. Is that another Obi is a boy?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much. Odogu, oh my goodness. Immediately you gave me the co-host, the next thing they froze me. I can't even talk or anything, so I had to send a message to Raphael for you to remove me and then bring me back. Anyways, all I can say to everyone is this. It is hard for someone to forgive what happened to Simon Ekpa. But look at him today. He brought himself down, very humble, and is calling the same people that said Tiboya. Today he is the one calling them to come back. I have forgiven you. Oh my goodness. How magnanimous can someone be? It takes a saint to be like him. It takes a leader to be like him. Look, all I am telling everyone is this. Whether you are obedient or whatever you are, it is time for all Biafrans to come together, support this guy, our Odogu Simon Ekpa, to liberate us. The time is now. I use my mic. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Odogu. The one of
Thank you.
I hear you.
Thank you, Mouthpiece. Biko, Obi Andrew, unmute yourself now, please. Let's know why you are doing what you're doing there with your hand.
Good evening, Biafrans.
No kwa.
I am an autopilot.
Why you giving us thumbs down?
Maybe my hand mistakenly touched on that button. I am complete autopilot. In fact, let me tell you, I am one of the first member here in UK, and I have been with autopilot since the inception of the autopilot. I have been following Simon American since 2012 before DPO or POS mess up themselves, and thank God that Simon come on board. And my contribution once again is that concerning what the last two speakers said about the idiot, I want us to not to validate them in our platform again. If they want to come to us, let them come to us willingly and confess their evil against Biafrans and come back. Because when they are departing and back Biafran, they didn't take permission from us. So what they need to do is they have to apologize for all the evil they did against our dragon. So they have to come to public, and the same way they tweeted, they have to tweet it and apologize to our dragon that please, we have sinned against you, we have done you wrong, we have worked against Biafra, now we have repented of our evil against our dragon, now we are coming back. And those idiots in Finland will also do the same thing, or else the God of Biafra will work against them, even as God of Biafra work against Peter Obi, or whatever he called himself, the stupid idiot that came to England, and they asked with Boris Johnson, and they give him, or whatever they gave him to go and work against our struggle. And now the God of Biafra is giving him enough punishment. So what they have to do is for them to go to the social media, the same way they speak against our dragon will be the same way they will tweet, the same way they will send messages in their WhatsApp groups and apologize to our dragon. If not, the land of Biafra will swallow them even in exile wherever they are. So they can't escape from that.
All right, Obi, but thank you. You know, this your picture. That is this cartoon that I have come. That is this cartoon that I have come across one time like that. Is this the cartoon? Is this like? Are you the owner of those cartoon?
I wasn't the owner, but I just saw the capture there to show that I'm a full
Yes.
Biafra, and that's why I have
So
that red
what
cap
is
on
the
us.
name of that cartoon and how can I find it?
Okay, maybe I will find a way to send it to you. I'll send it to Agbaluwa to send to you on
Yes, but
platform.
what is the name? What is the name of the cartoon in YouTube? Because I know that I've come across a cartoon with this, this image, and it was quite very good. A very funny cartoon. So
If it interests me, that was this thing I put it in my profile.
okay, what is the name of the cartoon again? So Igbo.
I forgot the name, but when I get the name,
Okay.
I can find a
All
way to
right.
send it to Agbaluwa and
All right.
Platform.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes,
You're welcome.
we have a Zionist. Zionist
Yeah.
is from Enenche's church. So he's raising his hand. So Vam, give him a speaker.
Yeah,
A
Zion
mic.
is unmute yourself, please. 2 minutes, please.
All right. Good evening, everybody.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mazi
Good evening.
Simon.
Good evening.
Ekpa. This is actually my first time of listening to you. I mean, talking to
Okay.
you. I must say, sometimes you can be very funny, very, very funny. I will just because I listen to your broadcast all the time, and sometimes you will say some things, and I will laugh. I will keep laughing and laughing and laughing. I must say you're
All
very funny,
right.
and at the same time, you're saying the
You're
truth.
welcome.
And I must commend you for your effort to stand in the place of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I must say that when they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when I heard it, I was very sad. I won't lie to you. And I prayed for him. I did my best. The same thing when I heard you were arrested. I don't know. I felt so bad. I couldn't do anything at that time. But when I got to realize that you tweeted, so I was keen to know what you're going to do there next. So I listened to your broadcast, even when people were saying that because your broadcast that day was like 22. And I was around when you started. That was around 7:14. You mentioned the date. You mentioned the time. I said, yes, this is life. So I'm okay. What I want to say is, yes. A lot of people were not saying that, oh, old broadcast. I was just laughing at them because I guess you intentionally did it so that they can have something to say, as usual. And what I want to say is this. I want to encourage everybody because it takes a few. Like one man, there's the broadcast you made. I think is Ohaneze. This man that just died.
Yes.
He said that it takes a few to make the
Yes.
difference. Understand? So whenever God is moving to bring about a freedom, He doesn't do it with many. He doesn't wait for many
Exactly.
people. You understand? So that's why I said that whoever that is in front line, they should encourage themselves. I understand that probably God has placed the burden on them to bring about liberation for many people. So they don't have to give up. Maybe because people are not joining them. Most people doesn't care about what it is. They don't care. But you that God has given the body to bring about liberation for everybody, you must carry that body until you see the reality of it, until you achieve it. Like today now, nobody is in the prison with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But because he said God gave him the body and he's carrying it alone, it's like he's carrying it alone. He's inside that prison. It's not easy for somebody to be in one place. At least I remember I was arrested one day like that. That was my first time of being at the police station. I was arrested and I stayed there. It's not easy. You will not understand the importance of freedom until you are arrested and confined to a particular place. You will not be able to go anywhere. So you know how difficult it is, particularly in the SS dungeon. And I'm sure you understand. So it's not easy, but he's carrying the burden because that's the burden that God has given to him. So every one of us has a burden that God has given to us. So don't wait for others. Whatever burden it is that God has given to you as part, this freedom, fight it to the end. That is your body. That is your cross that you must carry.